Right, y'all know what that means. And if you don't know what that means, watch some of the other videos and you'll find out. Okay, so welcome all. In this video, I will be talking about the ancestors and ancestral magic. So there's lots of different ways that we can connect with our ancestors. There's, if you, if you search in different places, you will find lots of different ways we can connect with our ancestors. And it's actually very easy. It's just simple things, lighting incense, lighting candles, incense. They're just basic things. If you don't have candles and incense, you don't even need that. You can just simply like speak to your ancestors, let them know what you're stressing about, what you're worried about, what you're scared of, what your fears are, because they are behind you. And the more you tell them what is on your mind, what you're struggling with, the more help they will be able to give to you. So the ancestors, they love you so much. Our ancestors, they love us very much, and they don't want to see us struggle. They've been here before. They've done this crazy thing called life on this earth school. They've done this before, so they know how difficult it is for a lot of us. So they they're behind us basically. So never feel that you're alone, because the ancestors are always with us. That is what they want. They want you to know the ancestors live in you, live in all of us. It's like in the Lion King song. I love it. Like, you have the circle of life, and then they live in you in the musical The Lion King. So I really love that song so much, but I don't want to scare you off by singing it. But basically, it says they live in you, they live in me. They're watching over everything we see, into the water, into the truth, in your reflection. They live in you. So that's just a very basic way of singing it. But if I remember, I will tag a video of it. I've put a link to the video in the comments. I'm just going to make you aware of a few items which I've gathered here. So there's here I have a bit of dragon's blood, if you can see that. Oh, so dragon's blood. There's not a lot actually left in there. Because I have actually made this dragon's blood last me a long time. I've had this dragon's blood for about 15 years. That is insane, right? But dragon's blood is so freaking expensive, y'all. I don't use it for unless I really want a massive boost in magic. Okay, so that is the dragon's blood. So if you're wanting a boost, if you're feeling like the ancestors are kind of far away, it's probably just in your head. But if you feel like you need an extra boost for getting through to them, try some dragon's blood. Dragon's blood amplifies any sort of magical working, so it will amplify your spiritual senses and help you to push through, or help the ancestors come through more easily. So I also have some obeya powder here. So let's see if I can, I'll show you what's in there. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so that's the Obeya powder that I made. So Obeya powder, what is that used for? So basically, Obeya powder is a double-edged sword. You can use Obeya powder for banishing bad vibes, and at the same time, it welcomes in good vibes. So you can use the Obeya powder, sprinkle that on the altar, shrines, around your sacred space. You can use that, sprinkle that around to banish any negative energies, and at the same time you'll be able to use it to draw in the good energies, such as the ancestors who we want to connect with. So find yourself a recipe for Obeya powder. I'll try to remember what I actually put in it. I don't think it had a lot of ingredients, to be fair. I think it was lemon peel, dried and chopped, diced up lemon peel. It was jasmine flower or leaf. No, I think it's flower, whatever. Like jasmine tea, pretty much. So jasmine, lemon. What else did we have in there? Let me have a smell. Oh, that smells good. So I think maybe there's Lojon in there. Like, no. What else did I put in there? I actually forgot what's in it. I did make it, but I completely forgot because I was following the recipe. That's very helpful, Ruben, isn't it? So Obeya powder, have a look. If you type it into Google or any sort of place where you usually look for your witchy recipes, and you'll find it. If you type it into Pinterest or Google or even Facebook maybe, then you should be able to find a good recipe. So I remember, from what I can remember in here, I can only remember those. I don't think it has many more ingredients, but I think there is one or two other ingredients which I'm forgetting about. I think it is. Is it Lojon? I think it's Lojon, so that would be. I keep forgetting the names of these things. Is it like calamus? I want to say calamus or something. Let me have a quick look in this book, see if there's a recipe in here for it. So this book, if you're wondering, this book is a really old one, but it's a very good one. So it's Golden Secrets of Mystic Oils. So of over 550 oils and over 1,300 spells. So since I first started practicing magic all of those years ago, I have been referring to this spell, and I still refer to it now because it has really good and traditional magic in here. So it's like an A to Z of loads of different recipes and products which you can buy from Anna Reaver. So I know one of the products I bought from her was crossing powder. I think she has like dove's blood ink and stuff like that, different recipes. So Primrose Promotion. So recipes to advance your career by applying yourself energetically to your job. So yeah, power. I have the power, I have the will, my own destiny I must fulfill. No other man can subdue me, God alone can undo me. I like the sound of that spell. Paradise. Alright. Obeya. Alright, so here we have. So this is a description of what Anna Reaver's mixture of Obeya oil and powder. So let me just double check. I hope this. Yep, we're good. So Anna Reaver's. So it says Obeya recipe. It's much prized by sorcerers and voodooists who use it in magical rites and rituals to remove any evil spell. Have the bewitched one wear a piece of burdock root in a bag around the neck. As you place the necklace on the person, anoint the crown of the head with Obeya oil. So here I've got the Obeya powder. So if I wanted to, I could then mix some base oil with that, like almond oil, carrier oil, any basic jojoba oil. Mix it with a base oil and let that steep for a while, for say a week or so, and then you would have the Obeya oil if you're not going to just buy a mixture from somebody else like Anna Reaver. So it says, have the jinxed one count from 50 to 1 backwards. As the jinxed one is counting backwards, you count from 1 to 50 in the usual order. This spell should banish any curse and its effectiveness should last for 50 days, after which it can be repeated if necessary. So that's interesting. So she's listed it as like a hex breaker. So like I did mention, the Obeya recipe, it's used for banishing ill energies and ill intent, and also for drawing in good energies as well. Okay. So yeah, this is a good little book to have. I've wrote notes in this one and everything. So yeah, there's bits about incense, bergamot, benzoin. So benzoin, an aroma from the east. This is a very rich oil and is one of the ingredients of the holy anointing oil used in British coronations. Witches and sorcerers use this in purification rituals. Add benzoin oil to any incense to heighten its effectiveness. So that's similar to the dragon's blood. So that would be a good substitute if you can't get your hands on the dragon's blood because it's pretty damn rare and expensive. Then use some benzoin because that should be more readily available. Okay. That's what else is in this that I forgot about. So it's called galangal. So I think that's also known as Low John. So you have High John the Conqueror root and there's Low John the Conqueror root. So that is galangal. So that is, I'm sure that is what else is in the Obeya recipe. So there's jasmine, lemon, and galangal. And I feel like there may even be something else in there that I'm forgetting. But like I said, if you're interested in Obeya recipe mixes, then Google it and you will find probably plenty of them online. So I'll read you a bit about what it says about galangal, which is in this recipe. So it says, galangal, often made with bits of the genuine galangal root in the bottle. This is most often used when going to court, for it's believed that the judge will always rule in your favour of the one whose feet and arms are anointed with this oil. So it says, galangal burnt as incense removes curses, carried for protection, increased psychic abilities, and good health. Also known as Low John or Little John. So yeah, that's what I was remembering it as Low John. But galangal is the other name for it. So yeah, it's a nifty little book, that one. So let me see some of my notes, which I have here. Okay, so one thing that I saw this picture and it says ancestral mathematics. So basically, let me read this to you. So it says, in order to be born, you needed two parents, four grandparents, eight great grandparents, bloody hell, 16 second great grandparents, 32 third great grandparents, 64 fourth great grandparents. It goes on and on. 128 fifth great grandparents, 256 sixth great grandparents, bloody hell, 512 seventh great grandparents. This is blowing my mind. 1024 eighth great grandparents, 2048 ninth great grandparents. So this is how every one of us has landed here through that amount of ancestors. So we wouldn't be here without those ancestors. So it says, for you to be born today from 12 previous generations, you needed a total of 4,094 ancestors over the last 400 years. Think for a moment how many struggles, how many battles, how many difficulties, how much sadness, how much happiness, how much love, how many expressions of hope for the future. So, for any of this to exist, then we need to be thankful to our ancestors who have made sure that we could be here now. And the other thing which I keep on coming across is that our ancestors have been through hell, have been through so many struggles. Yeah, here and now in this life, it's not just a complete picnic, and it's not everything's not just easy for the regular folk like us. Although, what we need to be mindful of and grateful for is that our ancestors before us, we have so many luxuries that our ancestors could never even dream of, like mobile phones, computers, electricity, lights, not to mention the readily available magical ingredients. Like, do you think our ancestors would be able to just order in dragon's blood from the other side of the world? I do not think so. Not easily. Not unless the tales of our ancestors using stargates is correct. If that's true, then maybe they would be able to get dragon's blood from the other side of the world. But then again, the Egyptians, they was quite nifty. They did manage to travel to different parts of the other side of the world. I've heard, and they did manage to get rare things from other places of the world, because with them being such a powerful empire, they traded with other peoples. I've heard that the Egyptians even traded with the Mayans or the Aztecs on in the South Americas. So yeah, it's mind-boggling when you think of stuff like that. But our ancestors, the main thing to be mindful of is that our ancestors were not stupid. They was not weak. Our ancestors endured so much struggles and obstacles, and they did it all for us. They wanted to make sure that we would be here now, that even if in their lifetime they did not succeed their goals, they did not achieve all of their dreams, they knew and they took comfort in the fact that their great great grandchildren or whatever would be able to succeed in life. They would have all of the things that they never had. So this is why ancestral veneration is so important, why we should be so thankful to our ancestors. And there's different ways we can show our thanks to the ancestors, like I mentioned earlier. So there is lighting candles. That is a good way to thank your ancestors. Lighting a candle, you could light a candle for each specific ancestor if you like. If you've got plenty of candles, you could light one candle at a time, or if you, or even if you want to just honor one ancestor at a time. So if you every day say you light a candle for a different ancestor to just say thank you. So there's candles, there's incense, there's powders. Sprinkle your altars and shrines with the magical powders. Cascarilla powder is another great one. So if you're not sure what cascarilla powder is, that is just dried up eggshells which have been ground up to a very fine dust. I love the stuff. It looks so magical, but I've actually run out of it, so I do need to make some more very soon. So cascarilla powder is another good one for calling in the ancestors. So if you sprinkle that around your altars, your sacred space, then it will bring in the ancestors. So smudging with Palo Santo or sage, smudge sticks. So these are all helpful for drawing in the ancestors and their favour. So another thing we can use is, excuse me, floral waters. So here I have my violet water. I've had this for some years now. I really love this stuff. I'm going to be so heartbroken when it runs out because it's not so easy to get over here. I got bought this when I traveled to Las Vegas and I brought it all the way back to the UK with me. So the violet water. So violet water, it's such a spiritual water. You can probably tell by the, if you know your colour, if you know what the different colours are stand for in Magick, then you'll be able to guess what this kind of water is good for. So when you're doing any sort of magic, just think of the certain colours. So if you're wanting to do something purifying, then you'd go with something yellow. Or if you're wanting something calming, then you'd go with something blue. So like a blue candle or a blue liquid. And with this purple one, purple is a very spiritual colour and a very mystical colour. So it's good for tapping, for purifying your. I like to purify my jewellery with it. It smells gorgeous as well. It smells like Parma violets because it is violet water. So actually, let me use some right now. So there is gemstones as well. Gemstones and crystals. So this one here is my obsidian skull. So I like to use this for scrying, but this, I also like to keep this as a reminder for my ancestors and from the heritage, the other side of my heritage, because I've got two sides of the heritage. That I have my sort of European Irish heritage, and then there is the Caribbean heritage as well. So this obsidian skull, it reminds me of juju magic and root workers, conjurers, that sort of thing. Obeya men. This is what, when I see or hold this obsidian skull, it's what it reminds me of. So, so you can use sort of like trigger objects as well for tapping into your guides, because I'm always talking about the spirit guides, but the ancestors are guides in a way, in a special way. They are kind of like spirit guides, but they are your ancestors. So they're your blood of your blood. They're they're deep down in your DNA. So here there it is, my amber skull. So amber is very good for, it's very good for, it's tapping into past lives, and it would also be good for tapping into the ancestors as well, because amber, it kind of takes you back through time in a way. It's very healing as well. So I think at this amber skull would be a good thing to use with, if you're working on some ancestral healing. Get yourself an amber skull if you can. Okay, so there's a few other gemstones which I've got here. I've got a little piece of petrified wood. So again, the petrified wood, that is similar to the amber, whereas it will connect you with your past life and to the ancestors who've came before you as well. So basically, like the amber, it's just kind of a way for tuning into the energies and vibes which have been already. So that is the petrified wood. Also over here I have my tourmalinated quartz. So my spirit was guiding me to pick this one up to bring this in for this video. So it's not an obvious crystal to use with the ancestors, but I can see why spirit has guided me to present this gemstone or crystal to you for the ancestral workings, because tourmalinated quartz, it's a mixture of clear quartz and tourmaline. So the clear quartz amplifies any sort of magic or any sort of spiritual or energy work. Clear quartz will amplify it. And tourmaline, black tourmaline especially, is very, very protective. So the combination of them both, that is going to calling the protection of the ancestors around you, and it's just going to amplify their presence in your life. So basically, just remember to invite your ancestors, to talk to the ancestors. If there's something that you need, if there's something that you're worrying about, struggling with, then a problem halved is a problem shared is a popular saying. So tell your ancestors about it, share it with them. They can help and they will help. Okay, so let me have a quick look at what other notes I gathered. Okay, so I loved this quote here from Maya Angelou. So we need to haunt the house of history and listen anew to to the ancestors' wisdom. So I thought that was a very pretty and beautiful quote from Maya Angelou. So Maya Angelou is a very popular writer and poet, I believe. And then there's another quote here that I came across. Our ancestors are not dead and gone. They are buried in every gene, every cell in our very own DNA. DNA, sorry. So it's like in that song that I was mentioning, the Lion King song, They Live in You. It's, I literally put that in the caption for this video. They live in you, because your ancestors do live in you, and my ancestors live in me. And I'm so glad they do, because especially the ancestors that you've known in life, like the ancestors who have, or family members who have gone beyond the veil, it is a great comfort to know that they they're always with you. They're literally in your blood, in your DNA. They're a part of you. And as my ancestors and family are a part of me. Okay. Right, so there's another quote here that I liked. So this one says, ancestors both known and unknown. So it looks like this one is a prayer or a blessing. So, ancestors both known and unknown, I ask that you continue to be the fire beneath my feet so that I am constantly reminded to keep moving. I ask that you be the fire in my stomach so that I speak only the truths that resonate deep inside my being. And I ask you to be the warmth in my heart so on days that the world gets too cold, I'm not overcome by numbness and therefore still able to feel. So that was a pretty one. Okay, and the last one that I wanted to bring to your attention, this one was a picture that I saw on Pinterest of a quote, so I'll show you it and I'll speak it out to you. No, that's not working very well. Oh gosh. So let me try again. Put it in front of my face. Okay, so that's probably as good as it's going to get. So basically, it says your ancestors outnumber your fears. Feel your power. So, yeah, this is a good reminder that no matter how many worries we have, no matter how many fears that there are, there's probably a lot in this lifetime. A, there may be a lot of things that each and every one of us are worried about. Although, what the point of this quote is that for every fear you have, there is like 10 times the ancestors who are rooting for you, who are behind you, who are putting things in motion for you, who are bringing blessings for you. So, no matter how many stupid people who are trying to get at you, trying to bring you down, for every one of those idiots in the world, there is a vast amount of ancestors who will counteract their bullshit. So, feel your power is the quote, and feel the power of the ancestors, because the ancestors are not messing around. The ancestors do not play. So, when it comes to protecting their own, they will go in and they will not take no prisoners. So, I feel sorry for anyone who wants to mess with any one of us, because our ancestors, they are not ramping, as my family says. Basically, it means they're not playing around, because they will smack a biatch down. Okay, so where else was I going with this? So another way to connect with your ancestors would be to, like I said, to use a trigger objects. So here I have a stone. It says remember. So that is a Reiki charged stone. But this here is my Charlie perfume. But I love this Charlie perfume because it Charlie perfume was one of the perfumes that my nana liked. So my nana, believe she liked Charlie Red, but she did have this one as well. This one's Charlie Gold. So it's not an expensive perfume, but it smells nice, and it reminds me of my nana. So that's why I like to have it around, and you could do the same. So if there is a scent or aftershave or perfume that reminds you of your ancestors, of your of anybody in your who you love, who's passed away, who's gone beyond the veil, you could use a, a trigger object like this, like if it's a perfume to help you to remember their presence or to help call their presence when you're needing some of their love and their strength. So that was another thing that I wanted to make you all aware of. And another thing here that I have is I have my little shaman bottle. So in the shaman bottle, I have all sorts of crazy little things. So it has some of my hair in the bottle. It has some of my broken nails. So when if my nail chip, if one of my long nails chips and falls off, then I'll put some of the nail clippings in here sometimes. It has some of, I believe it has some family hair in there as well, and it has hair from my familiar as well. So it has all sorts of magical, witchy, bodily defects in there. Defects? Bodily items, rather. Don't know where that was coming from. But yeah, another way. One of the other ways you can connect with the ancestors is with either incense or with burning tobacco. So if you want to, you can burn tobacco like in a pipe, or you could burn it on a charcoal disc like in times of old. Well, then again, I guess they wouldn't use a charcoal disc, but they would like burn the herb, I guess, in a fire. But because we don't go around lighting fires everywhere, it's easier for us to just use a little charcoal disc. So it's easier for us to light light incense inside our bedrooms and stuff like that, rather than having to set a fire inside the house, which none of us want to do, because that is just crazy. Please don't do it. Okay. All right, so I believe that is. Let me have a quick look. I feel like I wrote some notes down. So let's see what else I wrote down. So yeah, another thing that I wrote was other ways that we can connect with our ancestors is to create a medicine bag or a conjure bag. So this would be to get like a magical bag. You could put crystals, so you could pop some abaya powder in there. You could pop a couple of pieces of what's this, amber and petrified wood in there. Maybe a bit of newmite as well. Newmite is the sorcerer's stone, so they say they use that in necromancy. But I especially like newmite because it connects me with the dark goddess such as Sekhmet and Hecate. So newmite is a cool one for me. I also feel like brown jasper would be a good way to go, because it's kind of magical and empowering, but it's also grounding at the same time. Excuse me. Okay. Let me have a quick look. What other crystals have I got in here? So ruby. Ruby's all to do with the heart and the blood. So yeah, I feel like ruby would be helpful as well. That's more tourmaline, black tourmaline. That's always good for protective purposes. Okay. And then I've pulled out some carnelian. So carnelian is, I always wear my carnelian ring. I wear it every day. I love carnelian. But carnelian is traditionally used as it averts the evil eye. So that's my other piece of carnelian. I've got a ton of the stuff, to be fair, but this is just my medicine bag of crystals. Right, so Amazonite. I feel like Amazonite would be another good one, because Amazonite, it's very uplifting and empowering. And again, it kind of taps you into the earth energy as well. So it'd help us kind of go back to our roots and go back to the earth, rewilding ourselves. So that is the Amazonite. Okay. So let's see what other crystals might be used for this. So you could use a number of different crystals, to be fair. So there's an apachetia here in rutile quartz. So citrine, amethyst. So yeah, I feel like amethyst would certainly be a good one. Tiger's eye garnet. Okay, so let me show you I'll show you the citrine and the amethyst. So citrine is a very lucky stone. And actually, I believe this one is a heat treated citrine. So heat treated amethyst. So amethyst which has been heated. So it goes from the nice purple colour to the golden yellow colour, which is a shame. But amethyst, I believe amethyst is a very spiritual stone. So it will help you tap into the higher vibrations, to the astral realms, to the subtle energies. So amethyst would be another good crystal to use if you wanted to tap into the ancestral magics. So lastly, I just want to mention about when you may have seen ancestral magic done in TV programs, such as in Charmed. They make a big thing out of their magic coming from their family line. So it's the Halliwell line. So Halliwell witches stand strong beside us, vanquish this evil from time and space. So it's all about tapping into their family energy, and they list the names of their ancestors to help them to vanquish the big evil, source of all evil, pretty much, which is an interesting thing. So that brings me back to one of my other points, which I nearly missed. So making lists of your ancestors and speaking their name. Names are very powerful, and also speak your name as well. So speak your name so the ancestors can so the ancestors who are kind of new to you, they're able to acquaint themselves with your name and your energy. So tell the ancestors who you are and use their names so that you can call out to them and to give them libations and offerings. So a libation would be like pouring water or liquids such as alcohols, pouring it out on. You can either pour it into a cup, a chalice, or you could pour it directly into the earth. And once it pours into the earth, then that then is then the energy from that libation then is used up by the ancestors. All this talk of libations is making me thirsty. Okay. So yeah, there is a number of there's a number countless ways we can tap into ancestral magic. So if anyone else has any other ideas, anything else they'd like to add to this, please do let us know in the comments. If there's any particular pointers, any things that I've mentioned that you really liked or you'd like to know more about, say if you'd like more information about using like amber for tapping in for doing ancestral healing, something like that. If you would like more information about using amber for ancestral healing, let me know, then I will make a video about that in the future. Or if you'd like to know more about amethyst as a gateway to tapping into your intuition and connecting with the ancestors, let me know. Or if you'd like to know more about making magical recipes for tapping into the ancestors, such as the Obeya powder, or making mixtures with tobacco for the ancestors, or even making holy water. I shall be making a video about that in the future, because holy water, that is one of the funniest magical recipes. I find it really fun creating the holy water, and the the thing that I like the most about holy water as well. And when I say holy water, I mean witches holy water, ceremonial magic holy water, not just water from a font in a church. So it's a ceremonial magical water which you've imbued with your magic. And the thing that I like about my holy water is that I always I always make sure that I never fully use it, so that when I make a new batch of holy water, I I add I had the new holy water to the existing holy water. So then it's always continuing, and it still has remnants of the magic, which is kind of very old. So there is going to be remnants of magic from like 15 years ago, because I've been making holy water in this spell bottle, and I have not I've never let it get empty, because I always, when it gets low, I make some more holy water and fill it up and let it mix together again. So if you're interested in knowing some more about holy water, then let me know, because I shall be making a video on that, I think, because I think it's an interesting route to go down. So if you like videos like this one, if you please do come back next Friday, and I shall be doing some more live videos. I'm also I have so many ideas for um, videos which are not live videos, for videos which require editing, although it is very time consuming for me, because I'm not the best when it comes to technology, as you may have noticed with some of the live stream videos. But I really do want to put these videos out there for you all because I know you find them interesting, and I know that they are helping you learn about different aspects of witchcraft spirituality, so such as like the Book of Shadows tour that I did. I know a lot of people get lots of value from that because that is one of the most popular videos on this channel. And another surprising one for me was how a lot of you really resonated with the casting circles videos. So that one is another really popular one. So feel free to check that out if you've not seen it. But yeah, if there's any other areas in spirituality or magic that you would like me to cover, then please let me know, and I will try my best to make a video in that subject as long as I know, do know about that subject. And I'm looking forward to introducing some videos about more videos about spirit guides, more videos about channeling. I'd like to channel like people who have passed, maybe some celebrities. Like Aaliyah was one that I thought would be interesting to channel if she would like to come through, because I really admire her and her music. And there's Michael Jackson, there's Prince, there's a number of people who I really admire, who have slipped beyond the veil, who I would love to channel if they would like to come through. So if those sorts of videos sound interesting for you, let me know, because I'm really testing the waters in a few different areas, because I do like every sort of aspect in witchcraft and spirituality. So I'm gonna dip my toes into a lot of different areas anyway, naturally. But if there's specific areas that you'd like to see more videos on and you would avidly watch them, you'd like really enjoy them, then do let me know, because I know there's a subject that the people who are watching my videos are asking for, then I will certainly try my best to make a video about that. Hmm. But yeah, so I think I'm going to leave that there. So please do check out some of the other videos, and I will see you all again soon. I'm looking forward to the Lion's Gate coming up. I hope you all had a cool full moon in Capricorn. And yeah, we're coming up to Lammas as well. So we've got the pagan festival, the pagan harvest festival, Lammas coming up, or Lunasa, whatever you want to call it. So that's one of the big four witches festivals that's coming up on the 1st of August. Ooh, getting a download. So yeah, I guess that's a sign. I start talking about Lunasa and then a big download comes through. But yeah, so we've got a lot of magic coming up next month. So I can't wait to delve into that with you all. And we will continue to do the live streams on Fridays. And I will be uploading more regular videos too. And if you're bothered about shorts, if any of you'd like to watch any shorts, let me know, because if I know that you're looking for that content, then I will make some. But if people are not really bothered about shorts, then I'm not too bothered about them myself, to be fair. So yeah, there we have it. So thank you for watching. Brightest blessings and namaste, and I will see you soon. Check out some of the other videos, please. Thank you.